Hello and welcome. I'm Pranay Upadhyay and you are watching Namaste World, your daily window into the biggest stories shaping India and the world. We begin in America, where Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman visits Washington DC for high-stakes talks with President Donald Trump that could redefine US-Saudi relations. In South Asia, India's army chief warns Pakistan that Operation Sindoor was just an 88-hour trailer, urging Islamabad to rethink its actions. Back in Europe, the Met Gala's 2026 theme, costume art turns celebrities into living masterpieces next May. But which stars will deliver? But the high-stake news of the day, the UN backs President Donald Trump's Gaza plan with a new stabilization force, as Pakistan supports the resolution and eyes a major role. All that and more, global flashpoints, power plays, and the stories that matter coming up in this edition of Namaste World. The United Nations has just delivered a major diplomatic win for President Donald Trump and his administration, and it could reshape the future of Gaza. In a 13-0 vote, the United Nations Security Council approved Washington's plan to deploy an international stabilization force and create a transitional body called Vote of Peace to be chaired by President Donald Trump. And as UNSC members, Russia and China abstained, Pakistan voted in favor of the American resolution. For Islamabad, it's an opportunity to play a bigger role in West Asia's politics and also mint money in return of its troop contribution. According to reports, Pakistan has already asked for $10,000 per soldier for their participation in the ISF. The resolution gives stabilization force sweeping powers from guarding borders to demilitarizing the territory, but stops short of guaranteeing a Palestinian state. Arab nations pushed for stronger wording, and Washington added language describing a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination. However, the plan leaves too many questions unanswered, including disarming of Hamas and defining the Palestinian Authority's role in it. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is heading to Washington DC for a pivotal meeting with President Donald Trump, his first US visit since Khashoggi fallout. With defense deals, F-35 jets, nuclear cooperation, and Israel normalization all on the table, this summit could reshape the regional geopolitics. But will both leaders actually seal these high-stake agreements and guarantees? Here is a report by Farhan Khan.
Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is heading to Washington for a high-stakes meeting with US President Donald Trump. His first visit to the United States since the 2018 killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. And this time, the agenda is packed with major geopolitical deals that could redefine the future of US-Saudi relations. At the top of the list is a potential US-Saudi defense pact. The expected agreement would mirror the deal Trump recently signed with Qatar, an executive-level pledge for the United States to treat an attack on the partner nation as a threat to its own security. But because it's not a Senate-ratified treaty, such a pact would be symbolic rather than legally binding. Even so, it could spark backlash from the America First wing of the Republican Party, which has already criticized Trump for deepening security cooperation with Gulf states. A far more explosive issue is the possible sale of F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia. The F-35 is the most advanced stealth aircraft in the US arsenal and is currently operated by only one West Asian country, that is Israel.
Yeah, no, I am planning on doing that. Yeah.
You're gonna
They
sell
want to
the
buy it.
F-35s?
They've been a great ally. They've got to like us very much. Look at the Iran situation, what we did in terms of obliterating, we obliterated their nuclear capability. Yeah, I will say that we will be doing that. We'll be selling F-35s. Yeah.
Washington fears that selling the jets to Riyadh could risk sensitive technology falling into China's hands, given Saudi Arabia's growing security links with Beijing. Israel too opposes anything that threatens its military edge in the region. Despite the risks, reports suggest Trump is still likely to strike a deal with the Crown Prince, although Congress may step in to block it. Saudi Arabia also wants US support to develop a civilian nuclear program and secure access to high-end artificial intelligence chips. But here again, Washington is wary. American officials fear a nuclear energy program could one day evolve into weapons capability, and advanced AI cooperation raises familiar concerns about China's influence in the kingdom. On the American side, Trump is expected to push hard for Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords and normalize ties with Israel. Riyadh's position remains unchanged. No recognition of Israel without a clear path to Palestinian statehood. The Israeli government rejects such a path, and Trump's own stance on a two-state solution has been inconsistent. In an attempt to soften Saudi concerns, the Trump administration recently added vague language about Palestinian statehood to its Gaza peace plan at the United Nations. But it is unlikely to move Riyadh. This visit also carries symbolic weight. It underscores how far Mohammed bin Salman has come diplomatically since being linked to Jamal Khashoggi's murder. While the incident once caused a deep rupture with Washington, Saudi Arabia's oil leverage and regional influence ensured the relationship survived.
Now we're 7 years on. The Crown Prince's reputation has certainly taken some hits from its association with the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi back in October of 2018. But the significance of this visit comes, I guess, maybe think of a couple different fronts. First, really just reaffirming that Mohammed bin Salman is back, that even beyond the U.S.-Saudi relationship enduring throughout that time period, that Mohammed bin Salman himself, is kind of welcomed, at least by the president, back in Washington, D.C., that he's no longer a pariah.
Even President Biden, who once labeled Saudi Arabia a global pariah, eventually traveled to the kingdom seeking oil cooperation. For Trump, who has openly praised and protected MBS in the past, this meeting is another opportunity to cement a long-standing partnership. One built on defense, energy, money, and mutual strategic interests. And for MBS, the visit signals that Saudi Arabia remains indispensable to US power in West Asia. With Farhan Khan, your report, India Today Global.
India's Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi has issued a stark warning to Pakistan, calling Operation Sindoor just an 88-hour trailer of India's military readiness. From integrated warfare to long-term preparedness, his message signals a harsher new normal after the Pahalgam attack. But will Pakistan recognize this warning or risk a bigger confrontation ahead? Here is a report by Dibangana Datta.
India's army chief just sent Pakistan a chilling message. Operation Sindoor was just the beginning. Speaking at the Chanakya Defence Dialogues in New Delhi on Monday, General Upendra Dwivedi delivered what he called an 88-hour trailer to Pakistan.
1.0 तो देखिए, मैं तो ये कहना चाहूँगा कि मूवी शुरू भी नहीं हुई थी, सिर्फ एक ट्रेलर दिखाया गया था और ट्रेलर के बाद 88 घंटे में वो ट्रेलर खत्म हो गया था। तो आगे आने वाले हालात कैसे होंगे, ये इसके बारे में हम पूरी तैयारी करके बैठे हुए हैं और अगर कोई ऐसा हमें मौका देता है पाकिस्तान, तो हम उसको भरपूर एक शिक्षा प्रदान करना चाहेंगे उसको कि कैसे एक जिम्मेवार नेशन को अपने।
The general's words carry weight. Operation Sindoor lasted just 88 hours, but he made it clear the duration of future conflicts is unpredictable. India is ready whether it's 4 months or 4 years. This is India's new normal.
मेरा पति साइड में था, एक इंसान आया, उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
यहाँ पे
उसने बोला कि ये शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है, उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
नहीं आप टेंशन।
After the Pahalgam terror attack on April 22nd, the gloves came off. The general did not mince words about state-sponsored terrorism. India's position is firm. Dialogue and terror cannot coexist. General Dwivedi outlined 3 critical lessons from Operation Sindoor. 1. Integration across all forces. Army, Navy and Air Force fighting as one. 2. Stockpiling supplies and weapons for extended conflicts. 3. Rapid decision making at every level of command. Modern battles aren't fought by armies alone anymore. It takes the Army, Navy and Air Force all moving as one lethal force. The message to Pakistan is crystal clear. Terrorists and their sponsors will be treated alike. India wants peace, but if obstacles are created, action will follow. The 88-hour operation was a warning shot. The question is, will Pakistan heed it? Or will they face the full feature film? With Debangna Datta, Bureau Report, India Today Global.
Fashion's biggest night has revealed its 2026 theme, and the Met Gala is going to be in a full museum mode, with costume art pairing 200 artworks with 200 garments to explore whether clothing deserves a place alongside history's masterpieces. With Bezos, Sanchez, and Saint Laurent backing the show, will celebrities truly transform into walking work of art? Here is a report by Debangna Datta.
Fashion's biggest night just got its marching orders for 2026, and the theme is costume art. The Met revealed this morning that next year's gala will ask the ultimate question: what's the best dress painting of all time? Opening May 10th, the exhibition will pair nearly 200 artworks with 200 garments and accessories, making the case that fashion deserves to hang right next to the Mona Lisa. Andrew Bolton, the Costume Institute's curator who picks these themes, says fashion has the status of art because of, and not in spite of, its relation to the body. Translation: clothes are art precisely because we wear them. And speaking of bodies, retired ballerina Misty Copeland was there to emphasize the show will celebrate all body types as works of art themselves. Now, if fashion is art sounds a bit obvious, the real news might be what's happening behind the scenes. The Met is dedicating 12,000 square feet of brand new exhibition space to the Costume Institute, naming it after Condé Nast founder Condé M. Nast. That's a big deal for fashion's place in the museum world. The sponsors: Saint Laurent, Condé Nast, and plot twist, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez Bezos. The Amazon founder and his fiancée are making serious moves in the fashion world. They attended last year's gala, landed a Vogue cover, and just announced a $6.25 million partnership with the Council of Fashion Designers of America to promote sustainability. This Met Gala sponsorship is their latest play in transforming from tech billionaires to bona fide style power players. It's a remarkable rebrand for a guy who was once famous for wearing the same blue button down to every event. And of course, Anna Wintour was front and center at the announcement, because even though she's no longer Vogue's editor-in-chief, she still runs the Met Gala show. Last year's gala raised $31 million for the Costume Institute. With tickets reportedly costing $75,000 each, expect next May's red carpet to be packed with celebrities trying to dress like walking masterpieces. The question is, will we get Rihanna in a Botticelli-inspired gown or Zendaya as a living sculpture? We've got 5 months to speculate. With Debangna Datta, Bureau Report, India Today Global.
As we wrap up today's show, here is a quick look at the top stories making waves around the world. India's NIA arrests a key suspect in the deadly Red Fort car bombing that killed 14 and shocked Indian capital. President Trump hosts Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for a high-stake visit expected to advance F-35 sales and major deals. Poland suspects Russian intelligence behind a railway sabotage attack that damaged a key Ukraine-bound route, prompting urgent security meetings. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Namaste World. From breakthroughs in technology and business to political developments and natural disasters. Stay tuned as we bring you the latest updates, key developments, and more from New Delhi to New York. See you again tomorrow at the same time right here on Namaste World.